Welcome back to Living 808. Mayberry Memories of Don Knotts is the next show heading to the State Manoa Valley Theater. Joining us now, live with all the details, is performer Bill Knotts. Aloha.
Aloha.
And welcome to the island.
Thank you very much.
So
Great to be here.
excited to have you, and so excited for what's happening tonight. So for those, of course, that know, I feel like Bill Knotts, you know, when you talk about the nephew being related to one of the most famous people that and recognizable names. So what was it like growing up with him and being, I guess, seeing everything that you did?
It was, first of all, it was a lot of fun. By the time I was born, he had already made this transition from just a struggling actor at Cromwell's coffee shop in New York with his other struggling no-name actor friends like Jonathan Winters and Tony Randall and Buddy Hackett and all those. He had made it to recognizable actor now on the Steve Allen Show. And then when I was very young, he made the transition from recognizable actor to A-list actor on the Andy Griffith Show. And that was a blast. So growing up with him, he was always just Uncle Don. And people don't seem to realize that celebrities have families just like everybody else. And, you know, there's Thanksgiving dinners and birthday parties. So it was just natural for me to grow up with this famous guy. And the older I got, then it was, oh, hey, you're related to Don Knotts. Oh, my gosh. And so that became kind of fun. So my dad is Don Knotts, and my uncle is Don Knotts. So the famous one is Uncle. Now, that's a story I'll tell later, but it's in the show tonight. But it was a lot of fun growing up. Don came to visit us, and I think we might have a picture of this, in Scottsdale about 1970. And that was the first time I really got to talk to Don about acting, because I was going to be a professional athlete like a lot of young guys. But that was the first shot that I found of Don was about 1970, and that's what really got me thinking about becoming an actor. And I had the privilege of auditioning for and being accepted to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in Pasadena when I was 19 years old.
Wow.
And that was a lot of fun.
And then from there, you too became a professional actor.
I did. This was 1977, and there was a small inconsequential movie had come out about then, and that was Star Wars. And so I had an uncanny resemblance to Mark Hamill, who played Luke Skywalker at the time. And I used to get stopped on Hollywood Boulevard going to the Grauman's Chinese Theater. Hey, were you in Star Wars? And my dad taught me to be, have some character and integrity and not lie. And there was these two blondes who looked at me and said, were you in Star Wars? And I didn't want to lie, but I didn't want to disappoint them and say no. So I came up with this in that half second. I said, did you like it? And that was all I could do. And then I had to move on.
Charitable of you, though.
I thought so. I thought so, because didn't want to disappoint him. But yeah, being an actor was fun. I stayed mostly as an Arizona actor. A lot of TV commercials, industrial films, live shows, MCs. Biggest break I ever had was becoming I got a co-starring role on a TV series in old Tucson called Young Writers. Wound up not doing it, but if my show that I do was about my acting career, we'd be done already. So it is, thank goodness, it's about Don Knotts and his early career, and I got clips with Dean Martin and then, of course, the Andy Griffith Show. So we'll have a lot of fun with it.
So tell us about the show, because you're talking about, you know, you'll show clips, you'll show photos, but of course, you're doing a show. So what can people expect when they head out?
When they expect, what they can expect tonight is, I like to work the crowd. I was, like I said, professional actor for a lot of years, had a lot of fun with that. So I'll be all over the stage. I like to do interactive things with the crowd. We're going to show a lot of clips, certainly of the Andy Griffith Show, but also we'll talk about his movies, his early career, even some family history, which is a little interesting to see some of the family history. A lot of comedians grew up, and there's a reason they became funny. They had to survive when they were young, you know, and like Don, you can imagine him as a kid being bullied in the Depression, being so skinny, nothing to eat, and that stooped shoulders. And so we'll tell a lot of family stories and a lot of stories of when I used to live with Don. So moving in with Don Knotts when I'm a 19-year-old kid going to acting school, and he had a party going on the night I moved in, which was kind of fun. So I'm going to tell stories of that. A lot of different stuff, like a Bach concert at the Hollywood Bowl, sitting on the couch. If you can imagine, sitting on the couch with Barney Fife, the guy who plays Barney Fife. I'm sitting on the couch with him watching the Andy Griffith Show, and I'm laughing. I go, Don, that's funny. And he would go, well, I don't know, you know, and it was a lot of fun. So we got a lot of stories, clips, and people will enjoy it. It'll be a fun. When I do this on cruise ships, it's 6 hours of material, 6 one-hour shows. So tonight I've got a little over 2 hours So it'll be fast-paced, moving, and a lot of fun.
Wonderful. And we're lucky to have you because you just got off a cruise ship a couple days ago.
I did.
You're leaving again tomorrow. So you're here for a short time. So we're so excited that you're going to the Manoa Valley Theater. So how did this all come about? How did you start doing those shows? And how did it lead to even the stage performances as well?
Well, I wasn't planning on it. That's the weird thing. I stopped being an actor back in like 1991 because I wanted to stay in Arizona. My agent always wanted me to move to Los Angeles. I can get you shows and all that. And I grew up in California. I wanted to stay in Arizona. I was married, had two beautiful young daughters. I wanted to stay there in Arizona. So last show I was in was Professor Harold Hill in Music Man in 1991. And then I went up and did other things. And then as I, quote, retired a few years ago, my wife and I were doing a cruise to the Greek Isles. And then we were going to come back across from Barcelona to Florida. And I called him up and said, hey, you know, I've just put together this class because I'd gone to Mount Airy, North Carolina, Andy Griffith's hometown, where they do Mayberry Days. It's a whole thing in the last week of September where they have characters that dress up, tribute artists, and Floyd the Barber, and, you know, Goober and Gomer and all those. And it was cool. And there was a professor I met there who was doing a class called Mayberry 101 at a community college there. And he'd been doing it for 20 years, and I thought I could do that. I used to teach college. So I put together this class. I called the Royal Caribbean, and short version is I did it there, and they called me after. I thought it was a one-off thing, and they called me and said, hey, whatever you did was great. People loved it. Do you want to do this again? And so I've been doing it for the last year and a half, and I keep getting booked on these cruises. It's a blast to be able to keep the memory of Don alive and the show. So it's wonderful.
That's what you're going to be doing this evening at Manoa Valley Theater. Yep. So what are the details? How do we get tickets? When is it happening? It's
tonight at 7:30, Manoa Valley Theater, and I'm assuming you can buy tickets online. I'm assuming there's some tickets you can still get. But yeah, 7:30 tonight, and it'll be, I'll try to keep it to around 2 hours or so, but like I said, I got 6 hours of material, so I just go fast, and I'm rather energetic on a stage. This is hard for me to sit here and do this, so, but it'll be a lot of fun. So I love being here in Honolulu, love Hawaii.
Well, we're so excited to have you here, and I know a lot of people are going to be excited to check out the show tonight. We'll have all the details on our website, kh12.com, but you can get tickets at manoavalleytheater.com. We'll have a link for you on our site. Thanks so much for being here.
Well, thank you,
Really
Kelly.
appreciate
it. It's a privilege, absolute privilege.
And break a leg tonight.
Thank
excited
you so
for
much.
you.